Hello everybody, welcome back to Legacy Percussion, number video 32, a continuation of some styles on drum set. And the previous three videos looked at, and including this one, are examining what I call binary rhythm structures. Patterns in 2, patterns in 4. Videos 29 and 30 looked at the short form, what I call short form for 3-3-2. Very basic ideas. And then the last video on harmonic time examined what I call the long forms using the harmonic time internalization, stepping, sticking, and vocalizing. So I suggest you refer to the previous video if you happen upon here to get a sense of how that works. But what we're looking at are these long forms in a binary structure. Basically the same model as the last video on drum set for the 3-3-2, but now we're doubling the mass of the phrase. Not to be 2 bars of 3-3-2, but actually 3-3-3-3-2-2. Now I know that's a lot of numbers, but if you do the math, that adds up to 16, which gives you basically 4 beats in 4/4 using a 16th note pulse. So 4 times 4 gives you 16 if you were just thinking 16th notes, but we're going to divide them into these groupings. That's a very common way to build rhythm structures, of course, is groups of 2s and 3s and beyond. So what do we have? If I keep a bass drum steady, we're looking at 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1, or takita 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 taka taka takita 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 takita. Also tunana tunana tunana, and also pa ti pa ti pa 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 pa. Pa-ti, pa-ti, pa, 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 which is singing bass drum and the phrase. But again, refer to the previous video for more of those ideas. The idea is then to adapt the phrase to the drums, and this time we're going to adapt it in such a way that the 3s are going to be alternating between the snare and the tom, takita, takita, and then going to put the 2s down there. So we have takita, 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 taka, taka, takita, 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 taka, taka. Then the variation, taka, 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 well, 1 2s, 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, 1 2. Then the 2 3s, 2 3, 2 3, 2 3, 2 3, 2 2, 2 3, 2 3, 2 3, 2 3. Then the goal is to bring in those cymbal patterns that we did from before. So it's in the same family as the previous study, but much larger awareness. You're really getting into the world of cycles of time built inside this groove. Now this 3-3-3-3-2-2, this long form, that's probably another one of the most famous rhythm structures that you'll hear not only throughout the world in different contexts, but I got to tell you, film scores, music, every time I watch a movie, I hear this phrase to such an extent that it's becoming quite overused. But it's still ubiquitous and important, and we're going to turn it into some interesting stuff. So here's with the unison on the cymbal, like before. We have, I'll do 4 bars each and then move on. And then 1 2s, taka, 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 ta, ta. Again, that last phrase rotates the previous by a 16th note to give you same mechanics, but a different syncopation to the beat. Okay, now what I want to do is kind of fly through these a bit, now going to the offbeat. Okay, so 4 bars each. I can speak the phrase first. Takita, 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 taka, taka, takita, 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 takita. Here we go. Then, taka, 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 ta, ta. Then, that was with your offbeat 8th note, 4 bars each. Let's look at then the offbeat 16th. Based on that Gung-gong pattern. And I'm going to mention at this time, I should have before, but I'm using the Vic Firth root rods so that you're able to really hear the voice, and the attack on the drums and the cymbals still comes through. So it's all about getting a good balance for you here. Here we go to the offbeat 16th. Maybe a little slower because they get tricky. Here we go. I should mention at this time that this independence building, by way of using language and ownership of the material, the individual limbs, it really gets the drum set player thinking a lot like a percussionist. Getting into the world of textures and combinations. Of course, drummers have independence, but when you really separate the gears, as if removing them from a clock, seeing how they all work together, but examining them individually, you really get a clear sense of how the phrases build and combine to build kind of a harmonic groove taking place. It's a different world. Let's move on to the bongo bell pattern, and we have this pattern from before, from our other study. They get tricky, so I might even slip here and there, but we're human after all. Ben? And as before, if we take the bongo bell and swing it, we have the spang-a-lang of our ride cymbal. So with the hi-hat we have, I'm actually going to play it over here because the cross patterns don't quite work. So I'm going to swing on my dark ride here. We have. Again, getting into the whole world of feel. Once you have a phrase, the mechanics, you want to explore stylistic possibilities. Now, if we take away the eighth note from the bongo bell, we have the Brazilian shuffle. Here we go on those. Dun, chicka, dun, chicka. But the granddaddy of them all is when you get into the polyrhythmic 4/3 that we did with the previous study. I'm only going to have time to show you just the one example, the one variation. But those all, what you heard so far, all fit to one bar, and that's nice. But the idea with the 4/3 is I need 3 bars for the phrase to return. So it's going to have phrase rotation, displacement, kind of contrary energy and tension going on, and resolution. All of these are mathematical principles that you start to visualize. But here we go with that particular idea. Setting it up, I need 3 bars. I'll go around a couple times. So. And And there you go, some of the long forms presented in the exact same model as before, based on the harmonic time method to internalize the applications to piano, to frame drum, to drum set, everything. These are universal patterns. I'm going to say goodbye for now and wish you all the best and the success, and let me know. Like the videos, offer some comments, subscribe, check the links for the manuals that you can purchase and other tracks, and we're going to move on to some other ideas for drum set. So that said, take care and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.